What's up everybody, this is Cheezy Mr. Poof and I'm back with another 24 days of Cheezy video for you guys. My dog is actually sitting right there and he's like watching, what is my human doing? Well, this human is doing a movie review, which is something I don't do much, haven't done at all on the channel yet. So we're gonna see how that goes. As you can see, I'm going to be reviewing The Hobbit. Well, more likely the Hobbit, The Unexpected Journey, because I went to see that movie in the theaters on the 12th day of December 2012, so I felt like I kinda had to do it as a video for the 12th day of Christmas for the 24 days of Cheezy. So, as you can see, The Hobbit, The Unexpected Journey. Now, some people didn't like the movie as much. Me, I actually liked it a lot. It was sillier than Lord of the Rings. Now, you have to understand before going into this review that I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fanboy. I love Tolkien's work. I've actually resorted to reading some of his books. I've read The Hobbit as a book in a whole, so I had some problems with the things that they did with the Hobbit movies, but I actually liked most of it. Didn't have that many problems. Hobbit is the younger child, and the Hobbit has to live up to the expectation that was set up by the big brother, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Now, that's a big cloud over your head. I mean, the Lord of the Rings trilogy was one of the best movie franchises of all time, and everything was so great. The music was great, the actors were like spot on, the special effects, the makeup, the weapons, everything about the movie franchise was like really great. Now some people didn't like that the last part dragged on so long, but you know, they had to like end it with some crazy shit in the end, man. Anyway, The Hobbit, The Unexpected Journey, also a trilogy. Some people didn't like it as much, but I loved it actually. Martin Freeman really brings out the character Bilbo Baggins, and I think Richard Armitage did great work with Thorin Oakenshield. Although some people think that he went kind of rogue in the third movie, I think Armitage did it greatly. We didn't see that much of the other dwarves of the party, but what we saw I loved, especially like, I have this weird thing that I really like Bifur. Now if you don't know which one Bifur is of the dwarves, it's the guy with the axe coming out of his forehead. So I really liked it because in the extended edition he has like little scenes in the first movie where he's like and he's like speaking dwarvish and doing this weird sign language things. And I really like that. I like the fact that he can only speak dwarvish. But actually, spoiler alert, in the third part, the extended edition, they actually have a scene where they fight an orc and he headbutts the orc with his axe on his head, and they pull out the axe and then he's like suddenly speaking common tongue, and it's kind of funny. I don't know why they didn't leave that in the final edition of the movie, but hey, the extended editions are always cool, I love those too. So, Hobbit, The Unexpected Journey. Wow, where do I even start? The movie picks up. So, we see Bilbo, it's Martin Freeman, he's just minding his own business. He's a hobbit of the Shire, doing hobbity things, and what do we get? We get Gandalf the Grey, the Wandering Wizard, comes to him seeking for adventure. Now, Bilbo says no, obviously, so we all know the story. But anyway, I'm gonna try to, like, keep my mind on reviewing and as much just retelling the story by telling you the story. Man, I am bad at this stuff. So, let's just take a look at some of the stuff. We got a new fellowship. The fellowship is Gandalf, dwarves, and Bilbo. And I'm gonna be taking some comparisons with the book and the movies. So let's see. Okay, so first off, well, yeah, Bilbo joins the dwarves finally. He was reluctant at first, so that's pretty cool. They did that right. What else? The trolls part. I love the troll part. where the trolls are by the fire, and then they capture the dwarves, and Bilbo must buy them time so Gandalf can be there and help with the sun comes up and they will turn to stone. So Gandalf in the books like didn't have that big of a role in that. It was more of the sun, but like they actually made it pretty good. It was pretty badass. Also, we get to see the elvish swords that Thorin and Gandalf take from the troll horde, which is pretty awesome. Also, Bilbo gets Sting, which was a fun moment. They actually made a good moment out of it. It was fast, but hey, it was there, and you're like, yeah, that's Sting, dude, and that was pretty cool. And then they also introduced Radagast the Brown, actually before the troll scenes, when they were traveling, and Gandalf was talking with Bilbo. And Bilbo asked, are there any more wizards? And Gandalf was like, yeah, there are more. There are two blue wizards. There's the Saruman the White, and then there's Radagast. I love that they added Radagast. Radagast wasn't in the books. So if you haven't read the books, now you know. Radagast, not in the books. But I like the fact that they added Radagast in. It's actually getting a bit dark, so the lighting might be a bit off. Sorry for that. So I like the fact that they added Radagast. He's a cool character. He's a nature-loving one of the Istari, and he's a brown wizard. Also, the actor Sylvester McCoy did a splendid job. You might know him from Doctor Who. He was, I believe, the 6th or 7th Doctor. I'm not so, like, I don't know. I'm not sure. There are so many Doctors. Man! The thing they added is Azog the Defiler as kind of the villain of the whole trilogy. Like, that was a bit weird, but I guess, I mean, in lore, Azog actually died in the battle they showed earlier in the movie. The freaking battle where Thorin gets the Oaken Shield thing going on. Yeah, Azog died there. But, you know, the fact that he didn't in the movie is okay. I mean, he's a pretty cool villain. They did a splendid job on Azog, actually. He looks terrifying. Terrifying as fuck. But yeah, I would have been okay with them using Bolg as the evil guy for the franchise, but hey, it worked out pretty good. They added Bolg later on, but he didn't have that big of a role. Also, I'm gonna go right into another thing here. One thing I don't like is they didn't include the eagles at all. Like, they included them in the fact that they saved them, yeah, but we didn't see the eagles talk. Now that was one of the cool magical moments in the books, where they have talks with the eagle and they're like, hey, cool, eagles, man, and stuff like that. But now in the movie, they just pick them up, leave them at a hill, and then get the fuck out. So that was a bit weird for me. I mean, they could have added some extended edition stuff with the eagles, but they didn't. I mean, I see how it might be hard to make the eagles, like, look, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, believable. Talking eagles, yeah, it might have been a challenge, but if you played the video game War in the North, Lord of the Rings, you see the eagles talk then, and it looks pretty natural, right? The eagles talk. It's pretty cool. But anyway, a bit disappointed about the Eagles stuff when it happened, but hey, it's okay. It's actually pretty fine. What else? Goblin Town, that was a pretty fun little scene right there. Goblin King was amazing, the actor did a great job on the Goblin King. Then the iconic scene of Bilbo and Gollum. Andy Serkis once again did a splendid job with the Gollum scenes. The real game, yeah, it went just like it read in the books. It was splendid, great. Also, the movie kind of wraps up there. I mean, there were the stone giants, which was awesome. We finally got to see some stone giant action. I mean, they were basically just like heaps of rock in like a humanoid form, kinda. But it all ended up pretty nicely. Well, the ending where Thorin fights Azog and then Bilbo finally shows him some courage and the ending scene is pretty nice, where Thorin hugs Bilbo and is like, I've never been so wrong in my entire life. It was a great movie. There was a lot of dwarf shenanigans in the movie. It's not at all like Lord of the Rings. If Lord of the Rings had more Hobbit in it, it would have been a bit sillier. But Hobbit was meant to be sillier, it was kind of a children's book. So I like the fact that they added the songs, and oh yeah, songs, man! Misty Mountain Song, that song is awesome. I would attempt at singing it for you now, but I'm not gonna even try. Anyway, the songs were awesome. Blunt the Knives, that was also a pretty good song. I love the songs. Also the way they tell the stories of the dwarves, the kingdom of Erebor, in the way beginning, that was pretty cool. I liked it. So anyway, Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, a movie that I will always love. Watched it on the 12th day of the 12th month, 2012. Oh yeah, it was pretty cool. It was also a midnight, like, premiere. Not a premiere, but yeah, in the midnight. Went to see that. It was awesome. I know many people were disappointed with the third one. I mean, the second one was also, hey, yeah, this is pretty cool, but then the third one disappointed many people, but I think we can't judge Hobbit too harshly, because everyone, and I mean almost everyone, compares it to Lord of the Rings. I mean, yeah, that's the only thing they can compare it to. But like, you cannot top Lord of the Rings. So they are the boots that are impossible to fill. You can't top them. So Hobbit was kind of had a really difficult task trying to top Lord of the Rings, and I think they did a splendid job, seeing as what they were up against. But anyway, if I had to give an overall score to The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey, I would still give it a 9 out of 10. There was some small little details. I mean, I would give it a 10 out of 10, but like the eagle thing really disappointed me. That's why I gotta hold it back a little bit. And the Azog part that they added, that also added a little bit of a way, but it's still a great movie. It's magical, it gives you the fantasy feeling. It's awesome. It's Tolkien's work, and I love Tolkien's work. Anyway, that was my little bit of not a perfect movie review, but it was kind of a rant. I don't even know what to call this thing, man. I talked about The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey, reviewed a few things, ranted about a few things, and yeah, that was the video for today. And I'm Cheezy Mr. Poop, and I hope you're enjoying the content on the channel. And if you want to see more reviews and rants like this, just drop a comment down below and I'll make more. I'm Cheezy Mr. Poof, and it has been a pleasure. See you on the next one.